Hello, welcome to WrestleCrack. I'm Nicky Michelini, aka Rich Betts, aka the Italian Rapscallion, aka the relaunch of Les Dennis, aka the rebirth of John Travolta. Today I'm going to be talking about the Slammys, the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania 32, and what's been happening in the WWE. Well, let's get started. I'm going to try and not come across as a geek, because I listen to other people's podcasts and watch videos on YouTube, and people come across like geeks. Sam Roberts especially, he's got a massive podcast, he gets big massive stars on it, but for me he's just way too geeky the way he does it, and it frustrates us trying to listen to it. So I'm just going to be me, and hopefully that's alright. Let's go. So this was a Slammys a couple of weeks ago. I haven't done a video for a while, so I'll recap that. It was a messy show, as it always is when they've got the Slammys, because you have the awards going on alongside an episode of Raw, which I don't think they should do. It's too convoluted with the nominees, and there's a match, and then there's ring entrances, and there's a winner, and blah blah blah. And it should be a completely separate entity to Raw, like they do the Hall of Fame. It should be prestigious. It should be all the employees. Should get everyone there in suits. They shouldn't have awards where people aren't there unless they really can't get there. It should be like a 2-hour, 3-hour special on the network. Should be more prestigious than the way it is. The awards, things like the OMG moment, the LOL moment shouldn't exist. The awards should be more serious awards like they are in NXT, where it's the Wrestler of the Year, the Diva of the Year, the Match of the Year, the Tag Team of the Year. Things like that will actually mean something rather than the OMG moment or the LOL or whatever moment. Another flaw with it, I think they shouldn't have the fans picking all the results. They should have the wrestlers picking the results, so it should be like the wrestlers Wrestler of the Year. You can have a fans Wrestler of the Year, the fans Match of the Year. The wrestlers should be picking more of the winners than the fans. As you see with the Tag Team of the Year, the Usos winning that over New Day, when New Day have been one of the best tag teams for the last 10, 15 years, and they haven't won the Tag Team of the Year because of the heels. That's because the fans are voting. Same with Kevin Owens and Neville with the breakout star of the Year. I think that's a good award to have. But again, it's flawed because the fans are picking, so they're all going to pick a face over a heel. It doesn't really work. I think they should have, whether it's like wrestling pundits, like people who write for wrestling magazines or do radio podcasts, or people who are involved in wrestling picking the winners, or if it's the wrestlers themselves, or if it's backstage management, whoever it is, it shouldn't be the fans. It could be for a few awards, mix it up, but it shouldn't be for all of them, because it just takes away the prestige of it, takes away the credibility of it, because you can't. The people who deserve to win them aren't winning them. I think Seth Rollins winning it, Nikki Bella, who are both heels, was a good thing. I was shocked after the way where Neville and Usos had won. I thought that there's no way Rollins is going to win this, but he did, and he deserved it, as is Nikki Bella. I heard people saying that Nikki Bella didn't deserve it, but she's been the Divas champion for the whole of the year. She deserves it. I know Becky and Charlotte and Sasha and everyone in NXT have been quality over there. Overall, if you put the matches up against each other, there's no comparison. But on the main roster, they haven't done enough to warrant to be Diva of the Year on the main roster. That's why I think he deserved it. That's pretty much it on the Slammys. Most of the awards went to the right people, apart from, as I say, the heel-face dynamic with the fans voting didn't really work for me. The Match of the Year was won by a worthy match. There was a few up there. I think anything Lesnar's done this year, Cena and Owens, I think they're head and shoulders above the rest, apart from the women in NXT, and a few of the NXT matches will probably be up there as well, but it's a main roster award, so it's them ruled out anyway. Raw and SmackDown the last couple of weeks, I've enjoyed it. I like what they're doing with Reigns. I do think they're building the Rumble a little bit too much around him, and they've got a lot of people that should be pushing up and making them look like credible contenders. I mean, you've got Sheamus, who was the world champion not long ago, Owens, Wyatt. They should be making the most of the wrestlers who aren't injured and making them look like credible opponents to take the title off Reigns in the Rumble. But apart from that, I'm happy with that. I like the Social Outcasts. I think it could be a hit once they get the chemistry got together. I can see the little tweaks every week they're making to hopefully get everyone's individual personalities out and to intertwine them so they all look more like a group. I think that'll come along hopefully. Over on SmackDown, I really like Mauro Ranallo. He knows what he's talking about. He's very excited about doing it. You can tell in his voice. So I like him. He's given SmackDown a bit of a boost because normally I don't bother with it. I fast forward through a lot of it. But with him there, like, yeah, we're saying, like, and I'll analyse him as I'm analysing him and seeing what he's doing. It gives us more of a chance to watch what's happening in the ring, obviously. So I'm happy with everything that's happening on Raw and SmackDown, basically. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. I've been trying to think who's going to win the Rumble. I've looked on the Paddy Power odds, seen who's the bookie's favourite. The bookie's favourite is Triple H, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and then a big gulf to the rest, which is sort of how the main roster's booked anyway. So there's no surprise there, really. Them three have flip-flopped from favourite. Lesnar was third favourite, then he went to top, and now Triple H is big favourite. He hasn't been announced for the Rumble. I don't know if he'll actually be in the Rumble. If I was doing it, I wouldn't have him in. I'll just have him come down in his suit and cost Roman Reigns the title. Eliminate him somehow. Last week on Raw, Heyman was saying how it's better for box office if Lesnar's going into WrestleMania as a challenger rather than the champion. Totally agree with that. If there's a heel chasing the face for the championship in WrestleMania, it doesn't really work the same. You need a face chasing, which I think will be Lesnar. That's why I think the heel's got to win the Royal Rumble. I don't think the Triple H Roman Reigns feud needs the title. I think if Triple H costs Roman Reigns it, then if they've got enough to go into they've already got enough to go into the feud. That just builds on the feud more. They don't need the championship, and that you don't need Triple H as a champion. So that rules out him for me and Reigns. And as I say, Lesnar is better as going into it as a challenger for me anyway. So that only leaves a handful of people, unless Daniel Bryan makes a miraculous recovery, or the debut AJ Styles or Finn Balor. If any of that happens, I'm happy to be wrong, because I would love that to happen. If it doesn't, I don't think it's going to happen. If it does, I'll be over the moon. But if it doesn't, I think you're only looking at a handful of guys. You've got your top heels. You've got Del Rio, who's got United States Championship. That's sort of ruling him out. You've got Wyatt, Owens and Sheamus. Everyone else below that, you can't make a conversation for them winning the Royal Rumble, really. If it go really, really the wrong way and give it a big show or Kane or something like that, but I hope to God they don't do that. I hope they give it to one of the younger guys, which I say it's got them three people, so for me it's between them three people. So I'll leave them on the table and talk about, because obviously I think whoever wins the Royal Rumble is going to be going up against Brock Lesnar at Mania. I don't think you should be chopping and changing the champion as much. They've already done it for the last month. I think they need to keep a steady champion going into Mania from here. So hopefully whoever wins the Rumble goes on to face Lesnar at Mania. So if you've got Wyatt, Sheamus and Owens, then you've got to think who's going to face The Undertaker. I originally thought it was going to be Sting, and then obviously Cena was meant to be doing it. Now they're both out, so it's who faces The Undertaker. It's got to be one of the top heels. You've only got three who are fit. You've got Wyatt, Owens and Sheamus. Can't be Wyatt again. He's been demolished at Survivor Series by Undertaker. It can't be him. Then you've got Sheamus and Owens. Who would I rather say? I'm sure I would have seen Sheamus and Undertaker somewhere down the line before, and it doesn't have that WrestleMania feel to it. I think Owens, his first WrestleMania match against Undertaker, is perfect. Hopefully, with Owens going over, can be his claim to fame. He's beat Cena in his first match, his first Mania match. He's beat Undertaker. Even if he doesn't win, obviously winning would be better, but if he doesn't win, just getting the rub off the Undertaker would be a massive deal for him. And bump up the card, because at the minute he's stuck on that Intercontinental US title picture with Ambrose and Ryback and whoever. So I think he fits the Undertaker better, which leaves Sheamus and Wyatt to win the Royal Rumble. And for me, that has to be one of them two. Just has to be. And stylistically, I can't. Although watching Raw from last night, with Wyatt ending, Wyatt looks like the favourite to do that. But Wyatt and Lesnar, I can't see how the promos and the styles match up. Lesnar's too real. His character has too much of a real character, and let Wyatt so far out there. I can't see how them two gel together. I think Sheamus and Lesnar is a better fit. Whether or not they want to put the title back on Sheamus, that's definitely the way I would do it. And I put a lot of money on it on the website, because he's 20 to 1, 30 to 1, 40 to 1 somewhere. I think it makes sense for me to do it in the Wyatts and go in a completely different direction. Whether it's a 4-on-4 or give Wyatt somebody else to work with. They don't have enough top tier people to maybe they have to turn wide because they don't have enough top tier faces or heels at the minute because of the injuries, which for me is a good thing because it gives, once you've got the 2-3 main events sort of a Mania, everyone else on the card is given a chance for a WrestleMania moment, whether it's Neville or Ziggler or Stardust or Tyler Breeze or whoever it is getting a chance to really have a Mania moment, which I think is perfect. That's why I like the injuries. I always like when Cena's out, when Orton's out, or when they're out doing a film, it gives people a chance to go up. So hopefully that's what's going to happen here. So for me, winner of the Royal Rumble, it will be Sheamus. Ambrose will retain over Owens, and Owens can go off and get it ready for his feud with Taker. Pretty much all I want to say for this week. Our superstar of the week is going to be Kalisto, just because of the way he's won the US title. I know he's dropped it back, but that gives him a boost, and hopefully that'll, in the future, that'll benefit him, and hopefully a couple of years down the line, maybe next year at Mania, he'll go up against Rey Mysterio, and they'll have the mass person match you've always wanted to do, to break the world record for mass people in the stadium or whatever it is. Giving him the rub there is a good thing. So he's my superstar of the week. My match of the week is in my favourite Royal Rumble. It's the 99 Royal Rumble where Vincent Austin started off, and obviously Vince goes on to win it. And just all the characters that are in that driving storylines, the thread throughout the Rumble of Vince and Austin and them two being the last two. It's the best Royal Rumble for me. I know 92 is a big one. I'm going to touch on that more next week, so I'm going to be talking about the Royal Rumble. Probably back end of this week, talking about Royal Rumble coming up and past Royal Rumbles and things like that. So, and NXT as well, because that'll be on this week. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hope you understand anything I said and I didn't get too excited and talk too fast. I'll see you next week. Peace.